A frightened nation, a reluctant warrior, a fearless woman chosen by God to awaken courage in Israel. For years, Israel lived in fear. Mothers hurried their children indoors whenever enemy soldiers appeared. Farmers hid their harvest. Villages became quiet after sunset. The people knew that they had drifted away from God, and now oppression covered the land like a dark cloud. The sound of iron chariots shaking the ground filled people with panic. Sisera's army looked unbeatable. Every rumble reminded Israel how powerless they felt. Fear became part of their daily life. One night, tired of suffering, families gathered together and they cried out to God. Old men wept openly. Young people prayed desperately. After years of silence, Israel remembered the one who could truly save them. While fear ruled the nation, Deborah remained calm. People traveled long distance just to hear her wisdom. Beneath a palm tree, she listened carefully to the broken, the confused, and the hurting. Her strength truly came from her trust in God. Deborah sent for Barak, a very respected warrior. But this was more than a military strategy. God had chosen him for a mission that required courage, faith, and complete obedience. Barak hesitated. He wanted Deborah to be by his side before he could go into battle. His fear was very real. Many people can relate to moments when uncertainty feels heavier than faith, yet God walked through him. Deborah did not mock Barak's fear. Instead, she encouraged him while reminding him that victory belonged to God. Great leaders often help others to rise above their fear instead of condemning their weakness. The soldiers gathering with Barak were not superheroes at all. They were fathers, brothers, shepherds, and farmers. Some were even nervous. Some prayed quietly. But together they chose faith over fear. As the battle approached, Deborah stood with confidence while dark clouds gathered overhead. She trusted that God was already moving, even before anyone else could see it. At Deborah's command, Barak and the men rushed down Mount Tabor. Hearts pounded, feet trembled. But courage is not the absence of fear. It is moving forward despite it. Rain poured heavily, turning the battlefield into mud. The mighty iron chariots became trapped. Panic spread through Sisera's army. what looked impossible for Israel became possible with God. The same soldiers who once terrified Israel suddenly ran for their lives in confusion. Fear changed sides. God can reverse impossible situations in a single moment. Sisera abandoned his chariot and escaped on foot. The proud commander who once controlled armies now ran alone in great fear. Human power fades quickly when separated from God. Families embraced one another as news of victory spread across Israel. Children smiled again. Songs returned to the villages. After years of fear, hope finally came back. Deborah did not take the glory for herself. She knew the victory belonged to God. Her story reminds us that one courageous voice of faith can inspire an entire generation. Wow. From the story of Deborah, we've been able to learn that great faith in God is very important. When all hope was lost, Deborah, she rose up to the occasion and God used her mightily. This tells us that our God does not deal with people based on their agenda. He does not deal with them based on, their social strata. However, God up to today is looking for those whose heart will yearn after Him, for Him to be able to do His great exploits. If you are blessed by this story, kindly follow and share. God bless you, and I wish you Godspeed.